I'll see if when it pops up.
We're live. So
We'll see if we can see it where I can see the comments here. You can probably see them on here.
I want people to be able to see you. Oh my gosh, listen to me trying to do a southern drawl.
Oh, you'll be doing good. Nobody loves us. They're not watching us. Oh, people are watching us.
Hey people. Hey friends. Let me know if you can hear us. Or me, rather, right now. I'm trying to figure this out here so you can see her. Hey, Carhartt guy. Sound is good. Good. Because you know me, I will mess up a video real quick with my audio.
They had told me you were
Lee,
good.
I hope it was all good. How's Fitz? Nice, Johnny. Hey, Carl. I'm squinting again because I'm trying to see who's checking in. But I can take care of that if I just put my glasses on, right? Well, Carhartt, we're gonna talk about how it's going. Hey, Leander. Things are good. Well, from my perspective, I don't know. You're gonna hear from her in a minute. Hey, Greg.
It's lovely.
Hey, Baker Muhammad. Oh, Johnny, you're sweet. Thank you. Beautiful spirit, right? Dana Redwolf says, hi, new student.
Hi, Dana. Look, I'm trying not to sound super country. So
oh, she is super country. But
nobody will be able to understand.
Hey, Reggie, thanks for joining us. She's super country because you're going to find out where she's from. And apparently to her, I'm super northern. Well, we all know that. So, but, yeah, who's riding shotgun? Bum-ba-dum-ba-dum. So, this is the new student. New student, introduce yourselves to our friends and family.
I'm Stephanie from Alabama.
Stephanie from Alabama. I'm always trying to imitate her after she says stuff. I am learning some new words, you guys, like Vienna. You know what Vienna is? And she's like, it's little things in the can. I'm like, Vienna sausage? And she, Vienna. Yes. So.
He says Carhartt says you think?
Oh yeah, I've seen Tiny House Dreaming on YouTube. Roll Tide. You got a lot of Alabama fans.
That's right, Roll Tide.
Alabama.
Look, I'm trying to look at them
Oh,
on here.
I'm jealous. You're in Plymouth? That's like right in my neighborhood. Everybody's in my neighborhood. Two crazy Florida truckers, they were in Mankato. Like this. We're in New York. New York. Oh, Mr. Chapstick, you might very well be my new victim. So, Stephanie,
no.
let's see. We rolled out on...
I don't know. It's a few days
what
ago. 3, 4
Today's
days.
Sunday. Friday?
No, I think it was Thursday.
Might have been Thursday. The 6th. Yeah, it was the 6th. So, I try not to, but it's easy to knock New York. New York is awesome, granted. We're northern New York in Schenectady. And we started off, we left the terminal, went to a local place in Missouri, picked up. How was that first experience? So, you know, like anybody else, she had been waiting for me to pick her up. So she had been off the truck for a little bit. So, you know, when you get back in the truck and the trainer's like, well, yep, you're going to pull us out. You're driving first. She was a little nervous, as to be expected, you know, as to be expected. So what would you say happened within the first hour? Like,
I felt like I did everything.
So what do you mean by that? So you may have to talk up a little bit so they can hear you. Can you guys hear her when she's talking?
They can probably hear me as understanding me.
Okay. So tell them what happened.
Let's see, what did we do?
So you had to go through outbound?
Yes, outbound, and we went to the cave. Had to, oh Lord, the backing situation was a disaster.
So no, it wasn't. So
no, it wasn't.
So she had to back into a spot to go and check in at the guard shack. So a lot of other prime drivers just pulled up along the curbside, and it would have been the easy thing for us to do. But no, I made her back in between two trailers, and we went and checked in, and then she had to pull back out of that spot, and then she had to go where we were gonna drop the empty, and I made her park into it back into another spot
Again.
and then she dropped it, bobtailed over to pick up the new load, had to move the tandems. I can't see what that says.
The 9 Lives, that's who we were talking about earlier. Right there.
9 miles?
That's
9 lives?
Hog Rider's wife.
9 lives! How you doing? I heard you're Hog Rider's wife, so Stephanie's been talking about you. All good things. Oh, thank you, Dana. So
yes, very much so, I do.
So it, and then after we picked it up, moved the tandems, a lot of that stuff she didn't do in PSD, and that's pretty normal. But gosh, we got her using Qualcomm, managing her hours of service, scanning in bills, doing just a variety of things right now, like exposing her to all the things before we really get into, the nitty gritty. So when we drive down the road, though, what do I do? Like when I'm sitting over there, you're like, well, I don't know, you do a lot of things, but basically,
yes, you do a lot of stuff.
I do
so,
Q&A. Like while she's driving, I'm like,
just bust out a question out of nowhere.
Yeah, I'm like,
what?
So, how much do you weigh? How wide are you? How tall are you? What's that in tons? Just different things so that she's constantly thinking about it, pointing out different signs and challenging her that way. So, boy, the sun is right here. So sorry, guys. But so all in all, it's been really good. And it's interesting because Prime does this it's a cross between like a personality and work ethic matching program when you match up with a trainer. And I felt bad that she had to wait a minute for me, and I said to her, like, if there's another trainer available, I don't want to make you wait for me. I wanted her to start her training, but everybody said you guys are a 5-star match, so we'd love for you to wait for her, so
thank goodness.
So she did. She waited, and here we are. I mean, I will say that we are having a good time. I mean, I think that's
an understatement.
Kind of natural at the beginning, and I told, I gave her a heads up. I'm like, we're gonna have some stressful times. There's gonna be times where you are not gonna like me, troublemakers. You might be right about that. So, and I said, and then as we progress through, I said, I'm gonna start challenging you. Hey TJ. So I've already given her sort of a heads up, but so far so good, huh?
Yeah, we get along really good.
Yeah.
Have a good time.
Yeah.
It's a learning process.
So we're looking out for her, her miles already. We went from, she knows she has not seen The Notebook.
That scares me.
We went from Missouri to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Then we went to Sellingsgrove, PA. Came up to Schenectady, and now we're going up to Auburn, and then we're going to head over to Reed City, Michigan. So we're getting, she's
there.
crossing states and making stuff happen, and so it's been good. What else? A lot of people know Stephanie from the terminal, and she's really sort of involved in YouTube from a subscriber standpoint. She interacts a lot with Reed City Drop and Hook, that's right. She interacts with a lot of other subscribers within the channel, so a lot of people know her. I said that's kind of
just a few.
That kind of scares me. She's connected. Oh, Mad Medic! I know who you are. She lived there for over a month. Like that's
it's worth it now, though.
That's some stick-to-itiveness. Say that fast. Well, good morning, Mike.
It is no longer morning. We slept through morning.
I know Junior, so gosh, it's been like a long time since I have seen him. So But I don't know that he has a student right now. I heard some trainers were waiting for students, so I couldn't tell you. But you know what? Junior is one of those prime famous, and even more so than that. But he's really building a small fleet with that prime. So, you know, a lot of people look up to him for what he's accomplishing. So, my props to Junior.
Yeah, you're prime famous and YouTube famous too.
Oh, so thank you, Taco Truck. So I had some work done, right? So here's sort of a quick synopsis. I had a lot of downtime. I'm not kidding you. It seems like I had 2 resets last week, and my settlement, I was in the hole. Not a happy camper. And not because I had like repair bills or anything like that, because I wasn't running. So I took the opportunity to get my oil change done at TA, and I had my filters changed. So he didn't change the APU filter like I requested, but he charged me for it. And then I asked him to do the engine filter, but he never did that. So because he failed to do that, and my engine filter required maintenance, I had to come into the terminal and be in the shop again. So while I was in the shop, they found that I needed a new radiator because it was leaking, and apparently that's a pretty well-known fault within the Freightliners that I'm driving. So 2019, if you don't know, watch your radiator. I didn't notice leaking, and but the shop said it needed replacement, so I had the radiator replaced. That was under warranty. Then I had my APU serviced. I had to do an oil change. But it also, I told them it wasn't blowing cold, so they added more Freon, charged it, all that good stuff. But all in all, with everything, you know, my oil change for the APU was $80. How many miles? I must be up to like 240, Fred, 240,000. Which seems really low to me, but again, remember, like almost the entire month of February, I sat, you know, with the exception of a few runs here and there, but I had the polar vortex death problem. I had home time in there, so February was one of those months where I look at revenue, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's really going to impact me, but you know, it's kind of one of those things that happens. So it is what it is. But yeah, last week I was in the hole. This week is a little better, but I'm hoping for, you know, stronger weeks to come here, because last year at this time produce was off the charts, and I was making hand over fist. Everybody knows the freights dropped a little bit. Market's a little low, so I'm experiencing that too, but I'm not in a bad situation. Is your student in the TNT phase? Yes, she just started TNT with me on Thursday the 6th. So
good day.
We're just starting to roll. But it's gonna be a good time. Fuel prices lower. You know, I always, you know, because Prime has a nice discount, so I always try to fuel within Prime's network. I was a little over my fuel costs last week because I had that 800 deadhead, which, by the way, my fleet manager came back and said no, I wasn't getting paid for. I don't know if I told you guys that, but because he said we were profitable enough on that trip. I'm just going to leave that right there. I'm just going to leave it hanging. Drop the mic sort of thing. So,
drop the mic and walk away.
Right. So I guess I haven't really noticed like fuel hitting me hard. Last week I was just outside of the top 10 for net fuel costs within the fleet for my fleet manager. But I was, you know, I've been running solo too, so a lot of those are team trucks. And we'll get it back. I'll get it back down there. She's conscious of her miles per gallon, and we're doing
pretty good.
We're doing our thing. So It's interesting you say U.S. Foods. They're right in Minnesota. There's a huge, must be a distribution center or something for U.S. Foods off of, what is that highway? It's like Plymouth, Minnetonka, somewhere in that area. I always keep my eyes open for new opportunities, no matter what they are, whether they're trucking, education, meeting people. I will never say no, right? I'm always on the hustle. So
that's the truth.
I don't like I'm not looking to leave Prime, but if something would come up that was beneficial to me, you know, I would look into it. So
Always new opportunities.
all right, yes. You guys, the fuel stop that we're at is a little pilot in Schenectady. And this place is, the traffic is crazy within here. Like, good thing we didn't try to leave a little earlier, because we would have sat. I mean, it's starting to move now, but tell her no more Cokes. Well, interesting you should say that, because I told Stephanie that we need to support each other in our lifestyle.
I have not drank a Coke today, though.
She's not had a Coke today.
Thank you very much.
Yes, Rita, Schenectady, New York. So she's Stephanie's very kind and giving, kind of like I am. So she's always offering me food. I said, and I mean this like very sincerely, don't offer me food, because I have a weakness for food. So she's
popcorn.
Yeah. Seriously, guys, you know about my popcorn addiction, but she comes back in the truck after shower and she's like, yeah, I was gonna buy you a bag of popcorn. I said, no, don't do that. Don't do that. So,
but it's good.
It is good. But, and then she was tempted by the donuts at Dunkin' Donuts, and she passed them up. So there's a question, Stephanie. Are you going lease or company? Now, she just started TNT.
Yes.
But what do you think at this point?
For me personally, what I think is best, I'm going company for at least 6 to 9 months. Then, if I feel comfortable enough with it, then go lease.
Yeah,
maybe a year, who knows?
She's gonna do company first. If I don't know if you could hear her, but 6 to 9 months, get her bearings under her. Gosh, that sun. And then potentially go lease. But sorry, you guys.
That one fell back behind the seat.
Let me just see if I can't help us out with this sun that's going on. Just even set this up here.
Oh, that's better.
There. Right? The Dunkin' Donuts, like,
they're good.
I got my iced coffee. So she came in under the new change for training. So she has 30,000 miles as a TNT student to do. That's because she came in without a CDL. So she came in as a Class D for Prime. And she went through the PSD program. So for her circumstances, right, she has 30,000.
Oh, what fun.
Sweet tea. Let's talk about that, because, she's from now on, when I say her home state, I'm going to put my attempt at a southern drawl in there. She's from Alabama. Alabama. So I asked her about the whole sweet tea thing, because I don't get it. Like, I asked her if she drank it. You like sweet tea?
I do, but we have to dilute it some. Sweet tea with like 10 cups of sugar, I can't do it. I don't care if I am from Alabama. It's terrible.
So she,
but I love it. I love Coke's better though.
She adds a little bit of water to her sweet tea.
Look, he said sweet tea is the devil.
Wait, right?
Not today, devil.
So when you look at how many weeks that is, they try, once you get going, right? So right now, we've had the opportunity to stop and like have a 10-hour rest break, both of us together. But so I've been anchoring her shift, so to speak. So I'll drive the first 4, then she'll drive hers, and then I'll pick up like the last of it. so that we can keep moving. So I've been like 20-hour days so far, but when we stop and rest, I'm able to sleep for, the 10-hour break. But
we got this.
Her fear was that she was going to get in the truck, and in the first hour I'd be back in the bunk sleeping. So
thank goodness she is not.
Hasn't happened so far, but it's going to happen at some point. So so for teams, once you get rolling as a team in training, they try to average 5,000 miles a week. So 5,000 times 6 weeks would be 30,000. So that's an appropriate milestone, if you will, but it just really depends on how you run. It could be 4 weeks, could be 4.5, it could be 10 weeks. It just really depends. Hey, is that Scrub? Like, again, I don't have my glasses on.
Yes.
From Toronto, way to represent Canada. We I would love to take a shortcut through Canada on our way to Michigan, but we can't leave the States. So the difference between a Yankee and a damn Yankee? He said a Yankee comes down in these here parts and goes, oh, damn Yankees don't. So it's interesting because, we have different dialects, of course, and Stephanie has been picking up on some northern things that I say. So, and this is just so funny. Like, we parked up somewhere and I had my driving foot, I had my tennis shoe on, but my other foot I had a slipper on. And when we parked, I was pointing it out to her, so I I'm like, look it. And she died laughing because she's like, oh my gosh, that is so northern. And I say look it a lot, don't I?
She does say look it a lot. She does.
Which means look at it, Yeah, you ain't from around here,
You ain't from around here.
Well, we're having
some of our words besides what is say funny?
Oh my, she's got a vocabulary on her own. If you come in from a CDLA, did you say come with or come no?
No drive experience.
Oh, gosh, they just did the new changes that became effective June 3rd.
They're probably going to do 50.
And I haven't dealt with anybody that's come in with their license with no experience, but I'll get back to you. I will take a look at, because it does have this breakdown of like what class you're in, and like class meaning status seat. So because you already have your license but no experience, you do have to do some miles within Prime, because not only are you learning how to drive and get that experience, but it's integrating you and like immersing you to how Prime operates, right? Like how you work the Qualcomm, how you respond to your dispatcher, how you accept loads, how you use the macros. So it's becoming, it's learning on the job Prime too. So it's not just backing up and doing all that other stuff. So
but it's a big part of it.
It's a big part of it, I would agree. So look at here.
What's the other word we make fun of each other with?
She's got a lot, like, she says, I'm gonna tell you, I'm kind of mixing together like 3 different topics, but these are the words she uses. Then I'm gonna translate. So she says, if I hit the medians, I'm gonna, oh my gosh.
We were gonna buy a fleet of trucks or something, or I said I was gonna buy a house in Montana and one in Wyoming.
No, something.
Yeah, if I hit the millions.
She hit the millions. Something about, she loves to hunt swamp donkey. Like, what? So the millions is the lottery, millions.
The millions.
Which is millions, right? And swamp donkey is a big buck.
What's that?
I feel like I need a foreign language dictionary.
A swamp donkey is a huge buck.
Yeah, so, but it's been a lot of fun because we laugh at each other with just the different terms. And it's a good thing I asked for clarification, because sometimes she'll say something and I have no idea what she's talking about, you guys, because it's crazy. And then she'll bring something else up immediately thereafter, and I'll understand it, like cherry tomatoes, and I'm like, oh, this is some reference to what she just said, which I had no idea what she just said. I better ask her. What was that?
Oh yeah, what were we talking about? Cherry tomatoes, and because I said something about I was going to eat cherry tomatoes or something. I don't remember what it was. It was last night though.
Yeah, it wasn't the Vienna.
No,
because we got that covered.
Look, he said Alabama English for dummies.
Oh, you're a squirrel.
Yes.
What does that mean?
You know, like talking about a squirrel. You know, when we're driving down the road and we're talking and just like something shiny or something like, oh, shiny. Yeah, that's a squirrel thing.
We kind of both have ADHD. Like, it doesn't take much for us to get off topic and then be like, what were we talking about again? So, it's been delightful.
No, I have never, ever.
Yeah, what's
been
a
noodling?
That's a good description, Lee. And then she was playing some comedian last night from YouTube, and he was talking about like the difference between the North and South and how we talk. And the guy hit it right on. Like, he's like, I'm gonna paraphrase, of course, but when you have somebody that tries to imitate someone from the North, it's all up here in the nose. Like, listen to that nasal twang. You know, I mean, I'm really trying at this point, but her voice comes from a whole different part of the body.
Yeah,
mine is all like, yeah.
Oh no, I don't eat mud bugs. No.
Mud bugs. What is that?
Crawfish. Mud bugs.
You did you see what she just said? Like, what do you mean you don't know what mud bugs are? Like, it's crawfish. What, do they like live in the mud?
They can, yeah. That's gross. No. Yeah, look, he said, and there's me.
Yeah, Mad Medic. I don't know if you were a Youper, but that's a whole nother level of North. I've had crawfish once, I think, at like a crawfish boil, right?
I'll eat everything that's in it except the nasty crawfish.
Yeah, I think I have had that. Hey, Troy, welcome. So yeah, we are learning. How do you say husband?
Oh.
Now you may enunciate more.
I say it just to be funny, but earlier she went into the truck stop and I was sitting here and her husband called. And I told her husband called.
Yeah, she gets in and she goes, you better call your husband. He's been calling. I'm like, my what? My husband.
Your husband.
You know what? I don't know.
We have so much fun.
Like, we want to run the Southern route, but like I was telling her, like, run in the desert, the hotness, whoo, it'll take something from us. But I do want to get rolling back and forth, because that's where you really get some mileage in, and so yeah, we're looking forward to getting out of here. Yes. She drove the Pennsylvania mountains nighttime, which is, your first time is never easy. I mean, when you come through here during the day, it's a total different thing.
You don't see all this.
Yeah. So
and all the roads raggedy.
Yeah, there were some rough roads. So, but
no, they were raggedy. That was past road. They were raggedy.
It's a whole nother level of bad road. They were raggedy. Hey, Ronald, I'm good, thank you. No pay in the hot part. Well, Richard, I gotta say, I'm struggling with pay at all. Like, we get a load from Bethlehem up to here, 266 miles, and it was like $850.
Kiss my grits.
And I'm like, what? And now the load I'm picking up, I'm taking one for the team. Literally, all you prime drivers, don't complain about what you're making right now if your revenue is $9,000 to your truck. We're taking this load from Auburn to Reed City for like $900. $900. So, I kind of sent a message to my fleet manager that said, I can't continue to take these crappy loads, and hopefully next week's going to look better. So by next week, I mean after Tuesday.
What Lee said. I'd rather drive at night. Well, driving at night is not a big deal as long as you're on decent roads.
Yeah, like if you've been over the Northeast, like there's just a lot of construction going on right now. I mean, everywhere, but I don't mind driving at night either. So
I speak in cursive.
right, Cooper? I know. But it's interesting because even within the same country, that we have like two different languages going on. So, you think so, Lee? I think you guys are so far advanced, it seems like, over in the UK, like just with your environmental causes, your trucks. Like I heard about the whole dummy axle on your trucks. I've never hit a deer with my truck. I was born and raised Wisconsin, Minnesota. So, even before you get your license, 15, 16 years old, you learn to watch out for deer. You learn to spot them, their eyeballs. You learn the times of year that they really run. I don't know. It's just part of who you are. It's just you keep your eyes constantly scanning. So it's not to say that I won't, but I have not.
And we don't want to, though. This truck does not need to hit a deer.
Right. Yeah, David, like Michigan to Minnesota, I mean, I will say, though, every time I go home, if I bring the truck home to Minnesota, I take a hit financially because the loads don't pay that well going into Minnesota, and they don't really pay well coming out of Minnesota. So, I take a financial loss doing that. Oh, on a bike you hit a deer? Oh, 10-point buck. Now, if you're joking, and this is going to be like a, grandma got run over by a reindeer sort of story. But otherwise, I'm seriously concerned. Like, yikes.
He hit me.
Oh, wow.
I've heard about that happening before, though. Like, for real.
Minnesota, Michigan? What is that? Hello from Minnesota. I'm sorry. I just put my glasses up, and now I really need them. Hey, Wayne. What part of Minnesota? Oh, we were just talking about deer whistles. So those are those little things that you put on, and either you think they work or you don't. So I've never had them on my vehicle. I know that they sell them in the truck stops, but I don't have them on my truck now. So
I think they look sort of goofy, though.
So how do you know they work? Like, have you seen deer coming your way and then it hears the whistle and it? Because I don't have them on the truck and I see them doing that anyway. Oh, Dirt Farmer, they do work. Oh, your antler through your calf? Oh my gosh! You guys, if you were reading comments, this guy was on a bicycle, got hit by a 10-point buck, and the antler went through his calf.
On a bicycle.
Oh, we were just talking about Bemidji, because she has Native American in her bloodline, and I was telling her that Bemidji is big with Native Americans and casinos in Minnesota. So we were just chatting about that. Oh, well, I hope you're okay now. I don't know how long ago that was, but Tucson, Arizona. Oh my gosh, what's your guys' temp? We're at like 96 degrees, I think, here.
Yeah.
And we shut off the APU, so at any point, it's going to get really warm in here. So, 89, well, that has been some time. So hopefully you've completely recovered. So
103. Oh my God.
103 degrees in Tucson, you guys. Now, if you look at that, do you think it says Tucson? Would you say Tucson? Like Tucson, Arizona?
Well, I mean, I know what it is, but it does. Like, that's what it looks like.
But so if you didn't know, you would say Tucson?
Yeah.
Okay. See? I had a guy and his wife. Oh, wow. Oh, gosh. You guys, like, the deer stories are starting to come out. Like, 108?
I'm glad you're putting on tarps in it, not me.
Oh, gosh,
No
you guys. Yeah, I'm not going to complain about our temperature then, because we're doing okay. I mean,
Yes.
granted, I do have a short sleeve shirt on and a jacket because I am cold a lot. But oh, Angelo, you're so sweet. Thank you. So
Let's go to Wisconsin. Hudson, Wisconsin is 57 degrees. That's what I'm talking about.
oh, I like Hudson. If there's a nice little wine bar down on the downtown part of Hudson that I like to frequent. I forget the name of it, but Buenos Aires. See, there's my whole trying to imitate your dialect, and I probably really screwed that up, George. But hello. 77 Florida. How is New York hotter than Florida? 80 in Oklahoma. Oh, Woodbury, 60s. Yeah.
That's so funny. All these different temperatures.
Mhm.
And you said it was snowing in Montana earlier, right?
Yeah, somebody posted yesterday that it was snowing in Montana. Chi-Town, yeah, I went home during the polar vortex, Minneapolis, and it was negative 32 for like the 7 days I was there. It was horrible. So you guys are great as subscribers because people can find out what the temperature is all over the world. Hey, Pitbull Gator, Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale.
I'm holding this up. So take Stephanie down the Columbia River Gorge. Right? Yeah, she loves Washington State. We were talking about that.
Yes.
Did you guys go down the Columbia River?
I don't know.
Okay. You would know because it's all of a sudden you're driving through and then it opens up into this massive body of water and there's a bridge that goes over it. It's beautiful. Like that is one of my favorite areas.
You know what? Hold on. We might have. I remember seeing something sort of like that.
Yeah. Like next
And
to
it was gorgeous.
next to Columbia River, my Walter Lake is one of my favorite spots too. Like that is beautiful to drive through. And it's hard for me to get a good video when I drive through there because the angles of the road change so much, but it is beautiful.
I'm trying to think because we went up to
You need to speak up, I think.
Ferndale. You know, I'm trying to make sure I don't talk too loud.
Yeah.
And then run you out of here. You're like, oh my God.
No. I think they need to hear you. Hey, so UK, is that 10 degrees Celsius? I don't know what is that? 30, what is that? 10 degrees? I don't know what. I don't know what 10 degrees Celsius is.
He said my hood.
Okay, good. They hear you.
I do talk sort of loud though. You know, like some people, big Italian family talks really loud.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a big Southern family that talks really loud.
Yeah, you want to be heard.
Yeah, gotta have a big mouth.
And
Everybody should be able to hear you.
I'm going to give you guys a heads up. If you ever hear me saying Sally Joe, it's because Stephanie, she's from Alabama and she needs a 2-word name. So I gave her Sally Joe. I started calling her Sally Joe. That's what we did. I'm like, Sally Joe. So that's, if you hear that reference, it's still Stephanie.
It's going to be Sally Joe. Everybody, you just wait till Chad hears this because he's going to joke on me really bad and start calling me Sally Joe.
Chad Rich?
Yes.
Hey, Chad. I don't know if you're on here, but if you are, hello. I always like when,
I hadn't seen him, but
fellow crime drivers join in because, people think that we
Sally Joe.
we fluff about, working for Prime and we...
No, sir. Roll Tide. You better quit talking junk.
Woo! Ooh, I don't know who's doing what, but... Oh. She will fight for her Roll Tide. Right?
Yes. Billy. Yeah, no, not Billy.
I don't even know what that is. Is that a person?
Like Billy Joe, some people have.
Oh, Billy Step. Oh!
No, Billy, no. No, I can't do it.
Oh, Wilbert. Yeah, so I just chatted up with Wilbert. He will be done, it sounds like, with Tanker Boot Camp in about another week.
No, Troy, no.
But again, remember, when he goes to upgrade, he'll stay on that truck until they have a truck available for him. Then he'll be called into a terminal to pick up his truck. So while he may be eligible to upgrade, he will stay on that truck until they have a truck for him. That's just the way they're doing it now.
Oh yeah, that's what we were talking about last night, wasn't it?
Yeah. So I even sort of alerted her,
like wet clothes.
you know, alerted her that, you know, you may have your miles in, but it doesn't mean that, you know, when you hit 30,001 that you're going to be run into the terminal. Can you pick and choose your loads? You know, as a lease operator, you have more flexibility to, I guess, turn down loads. I don't like to turn down loads. And I will take crappy loads to get into better situations. And so you can turn them down. You can't turn them down if your company. They basically manage that truck for you because it's a company truck. As a lease, you have more say in. But you know, if you're going to turn down a load, I'm always one, like, tell them why you're turning it down. But there is a new thing coming out for Prime too. It's going to be a load board. I don't know if they're calling it a load board, but that's the working title that I'll use. And essentially, it's being tested right now with a number of drivers. They're actually doing this, choosing your load. So you'll be sent 3 loads. Oh, we'll D, we're going to come back to that. So essentially, you'll be sent 3 loads and you have a certain time limit to accept or refuse. But my understanding is if you like refuse all 3 of them, you will sit until, you know, other drivers choose a load and then you come back into the cycle again. But D asked if Steph was married. Steph?
No, I'm not.
I would ask her if she's currently involved, but I don't want to put her on the spot. But you know what? That's what I do best. Sally Jo, are you currently involved?
Maybe, sort of, kind of. I don't know, really.
Okay. So it's the early stages. You're trying to figure things out.
Yeah.
Would that be fair?
I guess so.
Okay. That would be fair.
I don't know.
So if...
Look at the little faces here. That's funny.
So I don't know if this person, which you may be kind of sort of involved with, is even watching this. But if you are...
Complicated.
But if you
it's
are...
It's not complicated. It is not complicated at all. It's not one of those type of things.
And I know who you are, so if you are watching this.
And look what Andy B said.
Ah, leave.
No, we're not. No. It's no.
If you want to be on my talk show, my sister says on the next Ellen. I'm not sure what that means. If she is inferring that, I don't know what she's inferring, but Dana. I like to have a good time.
Yes. Oh, somebody asked me. OD asked me what wanted me.
A relocation specialist. You mean
a truck driver? Well, actually, truck driving kind of runs in the family. I have a cousin. She's a truck driver from my dad's side of the family, and then my great granddaddy owned a logging company. See, I almost said logging. Had to put some country to it. A bunch of my uncles were truck drivers, so it's in the family.
So I think this is, sort of in her veins. She's got, other experiences in other industries, but this was her calling, just like many of us, right? And she finally decided to go for it.
It's complicated.
She is a black widow. Whoa, you see that look?
Yeah, you better quit playing. You're not even funny.
And I know you were talking about Sally Jo, not me. Ha
ha. Oh yeah, no, Andy. It ain't even. It's nothing like that. No.
Who? What? Oh, is this somebody else that knows?
No, it's the person Andy again.
Yeah.
Thought you both looked good together. Sorry, ladies.
Okay, so just to be clear,
No, we are not.
no, we are not. Neither one of us swing that way. In other words, we're saying we're not lesbians, nor desire to have a lesbian relationship. I love my husband,
Your husband
So,
fixing to get cut. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
she does have the trucker. I think you're talking about her. She does have the trucker voice. We can both get going. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Just some people we've called. Look, I probably shouldn't say this, but we've called them everything but a child of God, for real.
Yeah. So, let me say this, you guys. So, because some people watch me and they say I'm full of shit, and some people watch me and appreciate what I do. Other people watch and say, what the hell are you doing training? And I literally said this to Sally Joe the other day. I'm like, in all honesty, do you think I can drive?
Absolutely.
And then I said, do you think I'm, capable of training?
Absolutely.
And because I'm serious, you guys, I wouldn't be out here. First off, my heart wasn't in this. Like, I really want people to be the best they can and be able to manage their truck the best, be successful. Whatever that means in your own terms, right? Like, if you run company and you want to go home every month and that's your idea of success is making money, then going home and making money, you know what? If I can help you hit that, then awesome, right?
Hey, Junior.
Hey, Junior. Muy bien, gracias. Yo recuerdo un poquito.
He just said I would get cut. Yeah, you gonna get cut.
For Prime, if you run under your own insurance, you can be ungoverned. But if you run under their authority and their insurance, you follow their guidelines. But you have a higher speed if you're non-company. We're doing really well. If you guys haven't seen, Junior Honduras joined us. So if you want to say hello in comments. Early on, Junior, I was giving you props about your success within Prime. So... No, Andy, I think,
No,
you know what?
Haven't. No, not at all.
We are completely transparent. And I think when people see two females in a truck, whether they know or not, they assume. But, nope, there's no desire. She's a beautiful girl, but there's no desire.
We don't get down like
nope.
that.
That's right. There goes King Junior. Johnny, you are absolutely right. Junior is badass. I'll never forget when Junior and I had lunch with my TNT trainer at the time, and Junior did a really good job at sort of being a peer trainer and calling out my trainer for the lack of knowledge I had at that time. And Junior emphasized, like, she should know this by now. She should know what these things are. And I won't ever forget that. Like, I really appreciated that because it put my trainer on the spot. Like, it changed sort of how he did things when we got back on the truck, because it was not okay. So thank
you're
you, Junior.
not gonna learn everything overnight,
right? And even at the end of the day, if we can get you 80% there.
Dana said happy Pride Month.
Ha! That is true. I do have a lot of friends, and this is their month of celebration, although every day should be a celebration for everybody. But yeah, lazy trainers,
nobody likes.
Yeah,
just keep from being ugly. We're just not. Yeah, we're gonna stick with that.
Yeah, that's she doesn't want to really say what she thinks, because some things are better left unsaid, and we all
just be positive.
That's right. So speaking of that, so Stephanie knew who I was before I called her and told her that we were assigned together, which kind of gave her a heads up, or a jump up, a leg up, if you will, because she got to see who I was. So who I present on video, do you think that's who I am?
Absolutely.
So I don't turn on a different face on videos. I just...
No.
So
Not at all.
I try really to be
What you
authentic.
see is what you get.
Yeah, I try really to be authentic. You know, I have bad days like everybody else. I have good days. And I try to really choose to be positive. So,
Let's see what, 3 or 4 days, Junior.
What is her name? Well, Junior, that's a great question. I call her Sally Joe because she's from Alabama, but her name is Stephanie. But doesn't she look like a Sally Joe?
No, I don't.
Are you getting hot?
It's a little bit.
Yeah, it's, you know, if we were pets, people would be calling the police by now because our APU is not running, we're not idling, and we got the windows up so you guys can hear us.
If we can cut this on and it can hear us. They can hear us.
So she's going to pop on the APU to see if we can cool down, but let us know if that interferes with our sound, so.
I can't see. What the heck did you say I put this thing on?
The 3 knobs to the left,
Yeah.
where you see the fan and the flames, hold that in till it lights up. I'm walking her through how to turn the APU on.
Oh, okay.
And when it lights up, then use the 3rd button, you know, the one on the right, to turn the fan up, and that should turn it on.
Oh.
So, you know, I try to be D. You know, I was telling, I'll say Stephanie, I was telling her the other day that I feel really, my heart goes out to kids these days. I mean, I even had it somewhat, but when kids are growing up and they go to school and they're in high school, you work so hard to fit in, right? Like, you don't want to be different. And I used to use the same phrase too, like, why can't I have that? It's everybody else is doing it, or everybody else has it, or everybody else is going, right? You want to just fit in with everybody else. You don't want to stand out. And then guess what? You go to graduate from high school and you're trying to get that job, get in that college, and what do you have to do? You have to recreate yourself because you have to stand out from everybody else. So I think it takes a certain age limit to really figure out, like, you know what, this is who I am. I'm going to be my authentic self. I just wish that kids had the ability to do it. Stephanie's TNT. So, Junior, do you have a student? I didn't think you had one, but I don't know. No, she started PSD before the changes. So she had been waiting, what, two weeks for me? Yeah, she'd been waiting 2 weeks for me.
Oh, Junior's getting a break.
Yep. So she falls under the old guidelines.
Oh, he said not by choice.
Right? I mean, sometimes it's good to run solo for a minute, but then you crave that getting back into it and training and seeing, you know, bright, shiny eyes of a new student. A lot of people say they're not cut out for training with trucking, and I applaud the people that know that about themselves. It's the other people that scare me because they get into training for the wrong reasons.
And some people should not be a trainer.
Yeah.
Look. It said ain't I an ass.
So you guys, we're coming up on an hour, and we do have to get rolling.
Now that everybody's out of the way out here.
Train driving with 1,200-gallon tanks on trucks. Oh, that would be. You know, I still have it in me, like, I wish I could be a tinker yanker, but I like reefers, so I haven't made a switch or done anything like that. But you know, when I see some of these rolling down the highway, I'm just like, whoo-wee. That's, you know, because they're typically heavier.
Oh,
Hi,
Miss
Joyce and Blake.
Miss Joyce is so sweet.
Did you hear that, Joyce? Stephanie said you are so sweet. Bye,
She's
George.
on chat sometimes.
Hey, Mad Medic, I saw some of your photos. Wow, do you have a gift for, those are some nice photos.
Oh yeah, I showed her the ones you sent me earlier. That's what she's talking
Thanks,
about.
Pitbull. So, any departing words, Sally Joe? Not departing words. Any parting words? Hey, Jesse, Pam driver.
Departing.
Well, we are departing, but do you have any parting words? Like,
oh, I know, but I'm like throwing my southern twang in there. Oh, I don't know.
Do you want to share your channel name?
I think it's just my name.
So Stephanie had started doing videos too. So do you want to? They don't know your full name. Do you want to share that, or I'll leave it up to you if you want to wait?
I mean,
or maybe she'll put it in comments. How about that? She'll put a link in comments if she feels comfortable, and you can follow her her journey. Do you have a question?
I got a question.
You have a question for us,
I
Junior?
might have an answer.
Fizz says Jake Miley lover. Aww. Jake and Miley are having a ball at home. Gosh. Ooh. So she kind of talked about this, but why'd you choose to drive a truck?
Well, for one, it's something I always wanted to do, but a little bit, because I'm 36 now.
She does not look 36, huh?
Yes, I do.
No, she's like, I thought she was late 20s.
Well, I always wanted to drive. I've had a lot of people ask me this. I'm trying to not sound country, so everybody can
stay your authentic self. That's the sweetness behind it. Don't change for anybody, not even me.
I know, but people have to be able to understand me, though.
We will adjust.
For real. Okay. All right, Junior. But like, I've grown up around truck driving for sure. So like, my granddaddy, I have a cousin that drives a truck. Like my great grandfather owned a trucking company, and all my uncles drove, and I don't know. I guess it's just kind of genetic, you know.
Yeah.
Very comfortable.
Why Prime?
You know what? That's a good question. That's something else somebody asked me.
Yeah, because there's a ton of places you could go to.
There was, and I looked into, a lot of the bigger name companies, and I looked into where I could have went to school, maybe in Alabama.
Like a technical community type? Mm-hmm.
But to me, that wasn't like on the job type training, and that's where I learned more so is hands-on. But I did. I really thought about it, and it was a couple of months that I was like really looking into everything, and I just really thought about it, prayed about it, and Prime was home. I felt like, as far as everything. So
when you were
I like Prime.
When you were researching, did you Google about Prime, like on YouTube? Did you try to find videos of Prime drivers? Like,
Actually,
I did that. I watched a lot of YouTube videos before I made a decision.
Yeah, no flatbedding. No, it's not happening. I did actually though. I looked at Prime's website, just and the different things that Prime hauled. And I did. I went and I resorted in the end looking at YouTube and the positives and the negatives from some drivers, and
look, if you Google water, you'll find negative things about water. So you're going to find good, positive, and negative things about anything out there. So you just got to filter it and do your research. But go ahead. Sorry I cut you off.
Oh no, it's okay.
You were saying you did watch videos.
Oh yeah, I watched some of your videos. I watched Junior's. I watched Bags. Chad's.
Chad
And,
Rich Bags is Crazy Bags. They are fellow Prime drivers, so they also have channels out there. So check them out.
Definitely. And I watched some of the people that were negative towards Prime, and watching everybody's videos and then coming here, most of the time it's those people that done things to themselves is the reason they don't work at Prime anymore. So definitely. What Junior asked?
She is fun. Look up at my question, he says.
What is one of your goals? Actually,
I think this is a Junior interview. Hey, I don't mind this,
yeah,
Junior.
It is.
Welcome, Junior, to the Nene show.
That's right.
So, in response to Junior's question, what's one of your goals?
It is, in the end, to have my own truck.
That a girl.
That's my goal. In the end, is to have a.
Like as a solo driver, as a owner, and somebody else drives, as a what?
I would say to have my own truck and me drive, because I enjoy driving. So that would have to.
Like eventually own your truck.
Yes.
Okay. And you know, a lot of people have ways to get into the purchasing.
Oh, it's cool, Junior.
I like it, Junior. I like it. Listen to us. We're like finishing each other's sentencing, saying the same things at the same time. That says something about Prime's matching program, right? We're 5-star connected, so.
And Dee said Prime paid the most. Well, like, it does have to do with money, but it doesn't at the same time, because I want to somewhere where I'm comfortable, you know what I'm saying, and the people. So, I mean, it is money, but at the same time, it is and isn't.
You know, I think No Hippie Trucking Wannabe, I probably screwed up his title, but he's in TNT, and he said, you know, he's okay with the longer training time because he wants to feel ready when he has his own truck. And for him, it's not really a money thing either, but you know, I guess you just got to be prepared, because trucking school isn't easy.
Who is it? Somebody wanted to ask a question. Oh, Andy wanted to ask a question.
That's true, Junior. I did catch part of your trucking girl Kiana video. I didn't get to finish the rest of it, but I saw the initial part of it where you were doing the Q&A. So it's good. Get other people's perspectives, because, you know, everybody has an opinion. This
and
phone
I
keeps
definitely
drifting.
wanted the good, bad, and the ugly for sure. So
Right?
She already was corrupted. That's not very nice. What did you do before coming to Prime? Honestly, Junior, really, it's like a little bit of everything. You know, I went to school for 2 different things with medical, but like I guess
You didn't pursue the medical field though, right? Like,
not fully. So, I mean, I graduated, did everything, but then it's like, okay, this is not what I want to do.
I know you said you were a substitute teacher.
Yeah, I did that. Well, I did that. That's been a good few years back. My kids were more so in school then, but when they were younger. But it was a variety of things, honestly. But now I'm here. I think Andy wanted to ask a question.
Oh, thank you, Jesse. So, Kevin, if you're watching, you're a friend of Two Crazy Florida Truckers. I'm gonna get back to you. I can certainly help with that. So, if you're watching, be looking out. I'm gonna email you back.
Junior asked, has it been what you expected it to be? Yes, it has, plus some. It definitely has.
I will say one of the things that she said is she feels like the trucking at Prime is a big family. And I
Definitely.
basically said to her, Well, that's good, because then you haven't been tainted by some of the stuff that's happening on YouTube. So it was nice to see that perspective of things.
Because I mean, you can't go on completely what one person says. That's why, I mean, I really did. I put a little research into it. Before I decided to come here. So
I don't know. I have a really good relationship with my fleet manager. I felt, even though I was in the upper ranks at corporate, I worked for some very large international companies, and I felt like I was more of a number at corporate than I am here. So
look, that's right. She said tries not to pay attention to the drama. That's true.
Yep.
And it's there.
Yep. I don't know what's happening there, but so I think that Sally Joe and I are both guilty of long goodbyes, because it's now an hour and 6 minutes that we've been live, and so 15 minutes ago we said we had to go.
That's some Southern you have in you. You just didn't know it, because you know us Southerners, we're gonna go.
All right, Junior, we're gonna give you one more question.
And say bye. Uh-oh.
Gert, I absolutely agree. Yes, you gotta look at the pros and the cons. You absolutely do.
And I did.
Yeah. And everybody's pros and cons are different, because you come from different backgrounds, you come from different desires and goals. You gotta do what works for you. So Prime probably will not work for everybody. There you go.
3 in 1. I like that. Yes, I do like to drive. It makes me comfortable. You know, I've always enjoyed driving. And what shift? Well,
so I don't do that 12 to 12, 2 to 2. We drive as the clock dictates, as the trip dictates. So she's driven nights already. And shoot, we've been together for 3 days.
Yeah. I mean, I can drive either one, but I mean, if I have to, Junior said I don't either. I mean, I do. I like driving. If I had to pick the one though, I like driving at night, because, you know.
Yeah. Shelly wants to know if you watched my channel before you came out.
Oh, yes, I did. She was, like I said, her channel, Junior's, Crazy Bags, Chad Ridges, there's some of the people that I watched before I came here. And I didn't just watch like 1 or 2 videos on each one. You know, I really like dug back and watched some stuff, you know, like the good, the bad, the ugly. And I don't know. Like I said, Prime was just where I was supposed to be at, so. And even after the year, I don't have any intentions on changing, you know. I plan to stay with Prime, so.
Is that Yeldy? Thank you. I appreciate. Yeah, so I called you Shelly. Now I have my glasses on, you can see your Shelby, but yeah, when I called her to tell her that we had been connected with, TNT Phase, we talked for a little bit before I told her that I did YouTube videos and who I was, and then she freaked out and started screaming because she's like, I watch you! So, and she kind of kept it quiet at first.
I did my
within Prime
thing. See, like on mine, it just has my first name on it.
Oh. Huh. So you're just Stephanie?
Yeah, just Stephanie. Like
not just as part of the name, like J-U-S-T, but just... So if you try to look up Sally Joe on YouTube, you may find one, but it won't be her.
Yeah, it won't be me. You know what? I probably should do that, and then people can find me. Put some Sally Joe on there.
So, You guys, I would love to chat longer, but we've got to roll. Roll Tide. No, I'm really sort of a Gophers, Badger, Irish fan. Oh, look at Trucker Girl Kiana's involved. She's on. She subbed to you.
Hey, thank you.
And then
Hi, Harmony.
Kiana, I told Junior I started watching the beginnings of your guys' video. I didn't know you were from Hawaii, so that's a whole different perspective, you guys. Like, she couldn't drive in Hawaii for Prime, so she came to the 48. So go ahead and check out that video that Junior did with her.
It won't let me change it because it was too recent.
Oh, okay.
So I changed it.
Yeah, aloha. Which is very fitting because it's hello and goodbye, which is exactly what we're doing. So, mahalo. What does that mean? I have heard the term. Mahalo. Do you know what that means?
No. I wish I did, though, because I'm like you, I've heard it before.
It must be a good, like a welcome or something like that. Oh, thank you, Harmony.
I think, Harmony, you have, what, about a year or so before you can come to Prime, right? Before you switch over to lease over here?
Thanks, Junior. We'll be checking in with your channel as well, and be safe out there, and let us know when you get a new student. So mahalo is thank you. Oh yes, Lee. I told Stephanie, I said, I gotta go live and do a video because people are going, she failed at her vlogging, right, for 30 days. You're right. I don't have to tell you that I failed at the vlog because you're seeing it. Hang on, let me get rid of that. So what was happening is I was doing a lot of filming with my phone, and I have some great snippets that I will post, but I quickly found out that I couldn't, like, my recording altogether stopped when I thought I was recording because I kept running out of memory on my phone, and I would get rid of old stuff and I would go do one simple small like 3-minute video and it would stop midway because I was short on memory again. So I just got really frustrated with it, and so I failed at vlogging, but I am gonna pull some snippets out of there and post those because I had some really kind of cool ones that had happened. Oh, Kiana, I've tried everything. You know, I moved everything to an external drive that I use for my laptop, and I don't know, I think it's sometimes just a gimmick for you to purchase storage space in the cloud. I don't know, I'm not falling for that.
I'll resend it, Harmony.
So, but, okay, again, any parting words? This time we're really saying goodbye. It's not goodbye, it's see you later, right?
That's right, see you later.
Alligator.
Like a wild crocodile. I don't know. I don't think anything really sticks out to say at the moment.
So I'm gonna start my drive shift. She's gonna chill out. We're heading to Reed City, Michigan. I'm not sure from there where we're gonna go, but I told her, I said, I don't like to sit. I want to keep us running. So, and she's all about that too. So,
Alabama Slammer. That's actually a drink.
She was talking about the Rammer Jammer too, which I was watching Heart of Dixie. Yes. And there's a Rammer Jammer bar in that fictitious Alabama town. And she said Rammer Jammer, you said it has a lot of different meanings? Rammer Jammer?
Well, it has to do with football.
Okay. So, you guys, you're going to learn a whole lot from this girl, being from the South. See, there I am again, trying to do this. And when I try to imitate, I'm not trying to make fun. I really am. I love the way the South
Yeah, we
speaks.
do. We give each other so much hell, y'all,
Yeah.
for real. It's funny, and we laugh all the time. I mean, now, don't get me wrong, we are paying attention to what's going on and doing the
We have a
job at
balance.
hand.
Yeah.
But there's definitely a balance. We really have a good time and laugh
Yep.
and I mean we like really, really laugh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Birmingham waitresses can't keep a secret. But can any waitress, bartender,
they
barber,
can't, no.
you know, I mean, you really divulge your personal life to those sort of people that work those careers. So, I don't know. Well, as always, be safe out there. Thank you for all checking in. Thank you for the thumbs up. We really appreciate it. Check Stephanie's channel out. You know, and there's a number of Prime drivers on here. So if you're interested in Prime, don't let me blow smoke, right? Find out from other people. Junior, Kiana, Trucker Girl Kiana. There's Crazy Bags. There's two Florida crazy truckers, or two crazy Florida truckers.
I think you said
two Florida crazy truckers.
something like that.
Great couple. Anyway, Chad Rich. I mean, you name it, you can find Prime drivers of every situation. Couples teaming, guys with dogs. You know.
I put the Salad Joe on there so they know it's me.
Thank you, Dallas. So we'll let you know what we're up to next. But for the time being, we got to make some money. We got to get some miles, and the training continues.
Thank you, Harmony. You're so sweet.
Take care, all. Bye-bye.
Well, you thought you were going to fall